Good people, welcome once again to this segment of Adatan with the Bench. Today I have just decided to be off the camera. Hulala. Anywho, today I've just decided to be off the camera because I feel like being on camera can be a bit monotonous. I just decided to do something new, something straight, something podcast like, Yeah, that's it. Welcome so much to the segment of Adatan with the Bench. You are not wrong being here, you're not. And if you're new here, please subscribe. We really like visitors. Welcome so much to this channel where you'll get to learn a lot, or rather a few if you may. But definitely you'll get to learn something. Today I just want us to do kinda a book review, or rather a synopsis of a certain book that I have been reading. And when people bumped into me reading it, especially at the institution that I am in currently, they really thought that, wanakuja na quote ya adakwani ko desperate aje. I'm sure you're curious to know what kind of book this is. Even looking at the cover page, it can really tell you that you know what, there is something off, there is something fishy, there is something more. Actually, there is nothing more. It's just a matter of you proving what's really there and what's really in for us. Now, this book called Someone to Love Me. It is titled Someone to Love Me by Anne Schraff. Schraff. I think that is the pronunciation of that name. Yes. That should be the pronunciation of that name. Now, there's this saying that do not judge a book by its cover. Do not judge a book by its cover. But sisi ni kina nani? Looking at the book, you can easily really want to relate with what the topic is, or with what the heading is. But my point of advice, rather, quote unquote, would be, do not really be quick to really conclude of what the title of the book is to what vis-a-vis with the content inside. When I was taking you back kidogo, when I was in high school, we once did this book of The River and the Source. And I remember my literature teacher, I was almost saying the lecturer, literature teacher, taught me that, when reading a novel, you ought to really read it and then vis-a-vis with the heading, vis-a-vis with the title of that book. Does it really match? No, now we had to prove that the river, and now how the river and the source has really portrayed, how that title has really portrayed itself in the novel. So we had to depict instances in which the river and the source really was evoked by the author, Margaret Ogola. Yeah, very great writer. The book is mwah. If you haven't read it, Manze, I really recommend it. Please read it. Now back to this one of Anne. This book written by Anne. I don't want to really dwell on the second name because I feel like I can really miss out on it. Now, Someone to Love Me. What is it about? Even after you look at the cover page, like what you're seeing on your screen right now, the back page, once you get a book, it's always nice to look at what has been quoted by looking at the back cover page. At least it usually gives you kind of like the punchline that has one of the punchline that is in the book that will really make you yearn to read that book. Like in this one, we are seeing that the cover page, it is written in the arms of danger, and then open quotation, what's that? Her mother asked. pointing to the bruise of Cindy's wrist. And then she responds, "Nothing. I bumped myself when I was getting something out of the closet." Cindy moved her arm as she spoke, so her mother wouldn't stare at the bruise. There was no way she was going to tell her mother what Bobby did. So I'm sure most of us are really curious to really know, what is this book all about? What is Anne hidden in this book when she she was writing Someone to Love Me? Now this book, its main character is a lady called Cindy. Cindy is a 15-year-old girl who really doesn't like herself. She doesn't really like how she is. That is the first part of the book. Really tells us that and tells us, now the author tells us that Cindy is a girl who is who has insecurities, feels like she's ugly, she's not really worth it, and she even misses school because she doesn't see the point of being at school. And now she only lives with her mom. Her mom who is always busy, and this thing of her mom being busy annoys her a lot, because she really feels that her mom has really neglected her, especially since her mother found a new boyfriend. Now the new boyfriend has now become a misery and a disadvantage to Cindy, because Cindy doesn't like her. Her instincts just tells her to really keep off from that guy, but he really doesn't know why. I know you might be asking, where is Cindy's father? This story, you're told that Cindy's mother divorced with Cindy's mother. Cindy's father divorced with Cindy's mother. Now, the bit of the other story, since Cindy's father is not a character in this book, he has just been mentioned, so we really didn't get to dwell into him. But the bit is when Cindy decided to embark on school after one of her neighbors approached her and told her that she's really missing out on a lot. Fortunately, she had some good luck. Apparently, Cindy has been doing the cartoon drawings and art. Now she's being called the office by one of her teachers and one of her teachers, and then the teacher suggests gives her a job at the school to be drawing the cartoons and for it to be published. And then from there, Cindy finds school to be so interesting. As Cindy continues being in school, she continues finding it interesting because there are some more and much activities that she can really engage herself in. Along the way, she ends up meeting a certain guy called Bobby. Bobby has been a boyfriend to some lady called Jamie, and then he is said to have ruined his reputation because of being toxic. What do we mean by toxic? You see, Bobby has been this kind of a boyfriend who wants it all, the jealous guy, the notorious one. He doesn't know that baby girls are supposed to be handled like babies. He just does it the way he wants. If you can recall, at the first minutes, I read how the back page of this book was. I remember Cindy denying and really lying. Okay, I know you don't know that she was lying, but she was lying to her mom that when she was getting something out of the closet is when she hurt her arm. That is one of the instances that Bobby really got out of himself and then ended up hitting Cindy. That was when he was forcing her to get into the car, but Cindy had refused because she had another option of going somewhere else. Now, Bobby wanted to go on an outing with Cindy, but Cindy seemed to delay, ignore. But Bobby is that kind of he has really been portrayed in this novel as a male chauvinist. He's more of a barbaric guy who doesn't listen to ladies. And apparently, Cindy finds comfort more than harm being with Bobby, because Bobby tells her what she needs to hear. And then since Cindy's mother is always out with her boyfriend, now Cindy finds Bobby as the best option to be with, even as hata kama ingekuwa wewe ungedu. Since everything is moving so fast, Cindy decides to really open up to her mother, because she noticed that her mother had a ring which she didn't have. Now that means the boyfriend to Cindy's mother had already proposed, and apparently Cindy doesn't like this guy at all. Now Cindy had been seeing this guy come to school. He had already noticed he had already crammed how the car of her mother's boyfriend is. Apparently the name of the boyfriend is Rafi, Rafie. He had a Mercedes. Now this Mercedes guy is Cindy's mom's boyfriend. Now what shocked Cindy most is when he saw Rafi coming to school speaking with his gang of boys that are in drug dealing. So what could that mean? That 1 + 1 is equals to 2, not 11. So when Cindy saw that, she decided to really do more investigation and be keen whenever she sees that come. So the second time she saw it, Bobby went quickly to talk to Rafi, and then that sounded more fishy to Cindy, because Cindy dating Bobby, and then Rafi dating Cindy's mother, and then both Rafi and Bobby seem to be drug dealers. What could be going on? Do you want to tell me that they are really dating gangsters? It was really more of a, gives you anxiety, gives you curiosity to know what's really going on. The author of this book really made me tense a little bit. I love that. Now as you continue reading this book, you will notice, or rather you will realize that Bobby is into drugs, unlike what the neighbors were really convinced that he got out of it. Bobby was really into drugs, and he was really into it fully, being a drug dealer and being a drug abuser at a go. And then Rafi was the main person sasa. Now he used to lie to Cindy's mom that he is going to Las Vegas to do business, and the bit was his business was a bit dirty, so he couldn't really engage Cindy's mom the way she expected. So this a bit made them quarrel a bit, but Cindy's mom had to understand, because she loves him. But after Cindy opened up to her mom and then told her the whole bit in a very angry way, the mom had to listen, although in a very shoddy way, because at first he had really shrugged her away and didn't want to listen to her. But this time round, she had to listen to her. Now the bit that her mother became so motherly when listening to her, and then things started unfolding. Apparently it unfolded on that Halloween party. They had a Halloween party which Cindy had been invited, and then Bobby passed out, and then after Bobby passed out, Cindy got home with her friends. That was after Cindy had been cautioned not to go there, but since she said, you know what, I'm in love with Bobby and you guys can't stop me, you guys are deal breakers. Now by the time she's seeing what is happening, everything unfolded so fast, so she had to cooperate with with what her friends were saying. And it's so nice because her 3 friends were really there for her, including Jamie, who is ex-girlfriend of Bobby. You know, Cindy had to be so grateful. Now on that very night is when Cindy, now for the second time, really sat her mom down and told her everything. That, you know what, I've been seeing Rafi come to school, he meets with these guys, and I'm certain that he is into drugs and he's into the illegal drugs. So mom, if you don't want to get yourself into trouble, just leave that guy. Now at that moment, Cindy's mother recalled that Rafi had given her a khaki envelope that had some content inside, but Rafi had cautioned her not to open it until when he comes back for it. So that very night, when Bobby passed out at the Halloween party, he was taken to hospital. And then after that, Cindy was told by her friends that Bobby has been found that he overdosed. So they're really looking for the person who brought, who gave him whatever he had overdosed. And it was found out that the drug that he used was new in the market. And tracing it, they found that it was Rafi. Now things really unfolded. By the time it was morning, many things had been known. Now, in order for Cindy's mom to get herself out of the mess, she had to call the police, and she told them everything. She told them that Rafi was her boyfriend. Now she gave her a package that they really need to come and collect. Now on coming to collect it, just imagine what the police found out. The police found out that was the drug. That was the new drug that Bobby consumed. And apparently, it seems that Bobby didn't really overdose it, but it was high content. It had high content on what the alternative was. Of course, the drug couldn't be mentioned because, you know. After that, Cindy broke up with Rafi, and Rafi went to jail. That was a direct, that was a direct case for him to really be found guilty. And Cindy was really sorry for Bobby, and she just had to break up with her. She just had to break up with him. And for that case, Bobby was taken to the rehabilitation center by his parents. Now the bit is, you see, when Bobby was doing this job, he had a motor car. You see, all the students are using some other means of transport, but Bobby is using some, classy. He's living classy. He has money, and these other people, other students who are a bit jealous. Hey, Buddha, they were feeling like, Rafi and Bobby's life is rushed, is perfect, is really what they would really want to, and apparently they didn't have. So the end bit of the story ends with Rafi in jail, Bobby in rehabilitation center, and then Cindy and her mom relocating to another town because they had to start afresh. In fact, it was one of their plans that they will relocate maybe after Cindy's mom gets married to Rafi. But now this time round, the family had to reunite by force. Now, Someone to Love Me. You can all really depict how this title of this book came about. Someone to Love Me. Cindy was looking for love from her mom inakata, from Bobby ikakata, okay, likubali ikakata kabisa, so she had to come back to her mom. Now even her mom is also looking for love after divorcing with the dad, after divorcing with Cindy's dad. Now she's looking for love from Rafi, but Rafi is just in love, quote unquote, with other things. So someone to love me. Yes, by Anne Schraff. It's and Anne Schraff has written a couple of books, a couple of novels, but for this book is 162 pages. It's a book that you can just read within a week. Yeah, it's very interesting. Within a week you'll be done and you'll be telling me the same story. Thank you for listening. And maybe the moral of the story, you can really relate with what happens. You are 24, you're broke, you're a comrade, and there's a guy who is 24, akona Mercedes baridi. You know, unaangalia, unaadmire, unashindwa, we, how are we going to do it? Take it slow, trust the process. I'm sure even the process knows that we are trusting it. So yeah, send that trust to the atmosphere. So let's keep on trusting the process. Thank you so much for tuning into this segment of Ada Tanui the Bencher. My name is Ada Tanui. Thank you so much for listening to me. And if you're new here and you haven't subscribed, or maybe if you're old here and you haven't subscribed, this is your time. Subscribe. And like, comment, share. Till next time, see you. Ada Tanui. Check out.